Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Obviously, with the meeting yesterday with the DOJ, where I think they told Trump's lawyers to go pound sand, is what we're being told. But you talked about the Georgia one could be the sleeper. The Georgia investigation could be turning into RICO, which is what we assumed, right? You said the legal pursuit of
Yeah, I mean, apparently, and this I'm getting from all the TV lawyers I know, except for possibly Jack McCoy, who has not yet weighed in on it.
He will.
Apparently, Georgia has a very tough state RICO law.
Yeah. Right.
Why? I have no idea, but they do.
Right.
And apparently, if they put this in play, then Fannie Willis can go hunting in other territory.
Yeah, I love that you sported the sport, and you sported the sport in this piece as well. You said it's beginning to look like a televised bass fishing tournament. There's Team Smith in Washington, Team James in New York, Team Willis down there in Georgia. At the moment, Team Smith seems to be in the lead on total weight, but down in Georgia, Team Willis is aiming to land a big one that might just close the gap considerably. I guess it's just...
and I forgot Team Bragg in New York, and I apologize to them.
Yeah,
they're in the competition too, but they're falling behind a little bit, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, I mean, but speaking of multi-state, so that's the other thing we learned yesterday, right, Jody? That it appears there's a grand jury in Florida as well. So,
well, that's Jack Smith's grand jury in Florida.
So, right? They think
he's got two running at once. Yeah. And nobody seems to know what that's all about.
Right. Could be another witness. Could be more charges against others at mar-a-lago.
I mean, it could also be Jack Smith trying to get the lay of the land of which would be a better place to prosecute.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't like to give yourself options.
Could be about that suspicious
but
flood.
I want to know if we're going to have to delay to get to you pardon the expression, to get to the bottom of the pool overflowing.
I just was making a joke that you weren't listening to me because you were making your same joke about it. But that's what I was saying.
Flooding your basement
could have to do with the suspicious flood in the surveillance room. Yeah.
But they just happened to wipe out all the servers.
Yes, accidentally, as we know. So you said you were quoting if Willis does allege multi-state racketeering scheme with Trump at its center, the case could test the bounds of the controversial law and make history in the process. The statute calls for penalties of up to 20 years in prison. Oh. No, you said once again it'll do us good. You said to remember that everything is unprecedented until it finally happens. Thank you. You said until Fannie Willis, and she seems to understand this, as does Jack Smith, E. Jean Carroll, and her lawyers understood it. The concept of unprecedented has been getting quite a workout since 2015 because the country elected a president of unprecedented personal and financial corruption. But it's hardly a legal defense that crimes are not crimes because no one else in his position ever thought of committing them before. There are some fat ones that are still out there in the pond. Thank you. Let's just drop the word unprecedented. It's obviously unprecedented.
I mean, that to me has been one of the most ridiculous aspects of the coverage of this whole thing.
Right.
Let us stipulate, as they say in court, as they say on Law and Order, that everything about this guy is unprecedented, and just go on from there.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, we were just talking about Hansen dying yesterday, so there's an opening for a Russian traitor.
Yeah.
So there's an opening for Donald Trump there, but you also said congratulations to Biden accuser Tara Reid on her new life in Russia, I guess. I mean, it just, by the way, right on cue is Cornel West and God knows who else is getting in, whatever is going to hurt Joe Biden seems to be on the menu today, right?
It's happening, yeah, but look at the lineup that they've managed to procure to run against Joe Biden. The queen of woo-woo, the anti-vax, the king of anti-vax, the queen of woo-woo, and Brother Cornell, who I fear has had his cheese slip off the cracker. I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Yeah.
This was a respected scholar who, he got a little silly for Bernie, but a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But now, whoa, hey, being used as a tool by the crazy people to hurt the incumbent Democrat. That's
yeah.
Let's get our feet back under us, Brother Cornell.
Yeah, and you said coincidentally, Ms. Reed was accompanied at a press conference by Maria Butina, former international woman of whoopee and American conservative love objects. It certainly was fortunate that Ms. Butina was available to ease Ms. Reed's transition to her new life. You said, far be it from me to suggest this is not all a big coincidence, but this media event coming at roughly the same time Moscow gets hit by the Ukrainian equivalent of the Doolittle raid certainly stretches synchronicity to its outer limits. Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious at this point, right?
I mean, she could have. I mean, Tara Reid could have moved anywhere in the world and nobody would care.
Right.
She could have moved to Norway and nobody would have cared. Or there are much more pleasant places to move than Moscow.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you wonder if this is not if this is not the final condition of some kind of deal.
Why not someplace warm? I mean,
right?
Yeah, there you
I
go.
grew up in
places,
Buffalo. I'm like, why
Moscow.
Belize. It's
Yes.
very nice.
Exactly.
God.
All right. So we've been talking.
Tonga,
Tonga would be fine.
We've been talking about what are they calling her? Walmart Melania.
Nevada, for God's sake.
Walmart Melania is
Yes.
Casey DeSantis.
Oh God.
Yeah, she doesn't like that, so don't call her Walmart
Melania? No.
Don't do that.
No.
Yeah. But you wrote. I mean, who wrote this? The Ron and Casey traveling.
That's my friend Katie Baker. That was a nice one. I like that one.
Yeah.
The Ron and Casey traveling road show, the Camelot meets Mar-a-Lago by way of a Disney series that's now going national. I mean, we were saying, what is with the ball gowns and the white gloves everywhere? Like even at like casual events.
Yeah.
It's like Evita meets. I don't know. I think there was actually one of her on a balcony.
Yeah.
That someone said was Evita. Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, her husband couldn't see over the railing.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey.
You said, I guess we're all going to have to get used to Casey DeSantis, wife of the candidate, and if some cynical Florida observers are correct, the brains of the operation, much in the way Angela Lansbury steered James Gregory in the Manchurian Candidate.
Wow.
I missed this one. You said she showed up on the campaign trail in Iowa wearing a ghastly black leather jacket, an American flag on front, an alligator, and a silhouette of her state on the back with the words, "Where woke goes to die." Oh,
Yep.
my God. Is this the Melania
Yep.
Who Cares
woke
jacket? Yeah.
no, that was Casey's jacket.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, is that
Different
she was,
comparison.
imitating the Melania, I don't really care, Jack, whatever that was. Let's see, you say Baker writes, Casey DeSantis' coat is just like her husband Ron DeSantis' campaign, crude, grasping, saying the ugly part out loud, whereas Trump would wink at the fascists. Who can forget the dog whistle to the very fine people on both sides in Charlottesville? DeSantis wants to peel off Trump's base by being even more explicit about who he intends to target. You can see it right there on his wife's jacket. DeSantis' Florida is where woke goes to die, and a lot of other people die as well. I love that our governor, Gavin Newsom, just bitch slapped him. He just tweeted, you sad, pathetic little man. This is kidnapping, and they're gonna,
Well, yeah, I mean, this was an amazing one to me. That this was a bank shot off New Mexico,
Right.
to Sacramento from Texas, run by the governor of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it really is time for the federal government to get involved here.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying ever since he did. Well, I mean, Gavin Newsom said, this is, you sad little man, like this is not Martha's Vineyard, and he said, see below, and it's, kidnapping.
Yep.
This is what the sheriff in Texas said he should be charged with. That's
Well,
what I keep saying.
At the
How is
very
it not?
least, it's human trafficking. At the
Yeah.
very
Right.
least, it's human
Right.
trafficking by
Absolutely.
fraud.
Across state lines, and so definitely the
that's a
feds need to
federal
get
offense.
involved.
First of all, I get that. First of all, I get the FAA to ground all the flights
Right,
Sure.
from that one one company that's been doing all the dirty work.
right. I mean,
The FAA puts them out of business tomorrow.
yeah. I mean, my understanding of, I don't know if people know this is kind of a tragic backstory for me, but I don't know if you remember Christopher Wilder, the mass murderer. My best friend, my childhood best friend, was the first woman that went missing. She's still actually missing, but he was the one that went around the country kidnapping and killing girls.
Yeah.
And he would go to malls and say he was a photographer and there was a big modeling shoot and he wanted them to. But that's what kidnapping is. You lie to them under false. Say, get in the car. We're going to a modeling thing. That's kidnapping. That's you lie.
It absolutely is. You get on an airplane, we'll find you a job in Sacramento. That's a lie. That's fraud.
Right.
Right. And then so it's under fault, you might not, put a bag over them and throw them in, but you lie. You say there's this thing over here, come with us. And how that he's not already prosecuted for that, I don't know, Charlie.
I'm baffled by the lack of interest, but in the federal government, in this, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, scene. Okay.
Well, that got grim.
Holy crap.
That got dark fast. My childhood best friend still missing. Okay.
That's a terrible. I don't remember Christopher Wilder at all.
Yeah, Gerald
That's one
McRaney played him in the TV movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my best friend was
Did your dad played a serial killer?
What?
Gerald McRaney.
Oh, no, Major
Yeah,
Dad.
Major
Oh,
Dad.
right.
Your dad.
Yes.
Yes. he
Yeah,
did.
yeah, but no.
He played a serial killer.
My
Wow.
friend was she was Orange Bowl princess at University of Miami, very pretty, and she actually knew him, and he was a photographer and did do pictures of her, whatever. Anyway, her car was found at the airport. They never found her. She was and they think because she rejected him romantically, could have been what. And he went all around the country. Remember when he got that girl to help him? He got someone that he kidnapped that he ended up helped him kidnap other girls, and he killed all around the country.
This is one that got.
And she got away.
Got by by me completely.
Yeah.
Although
yeah.
it sounds like he's the prototype for Ted Bundy.
Yeah, no, he went all around the country, like
Sure.
luring girls, you know,
Wow.
to come with him because he said he was a modeling agent and photographer, and got this girl to help, you know, so they felt safe. Like she'd go, oh yeah, we're recruiters, come with us, and then he finally she got away, she escaped. But anyway, it was a horrible story. But it just reminded me, it triggered that in me that's what kidnapping is. It isn't always physically. It's lying to someone and getting them to come with you on false
But
pretenses.
absolutely, it's probably the most common way to kidnap somebody.
I got a puppy.
Right. That's how
I've got a kid.
That's how I got a girlfriend. I'm like, I am completely emotionally stable, kind-loving person. Come with me. It'll all be fine.
Is that why the?
Mary and Joseph.
That's why there's a moat now.
You're using the girlfriend for a beard already?
Every time we're in here, we heard the garage door open. I'm like, quick, get the trank gun. She's trying to escape.
She's trying to escape.
That's why there's a moat
All right.
with piranha.
I'm
in
still
it
waiting
now.
for her to figure out she can lock the door from the outside.
You haven't talked to her. You haven't talked to her the Gucci ankle bracelet yet?
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Republicans say they won't cut Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. But can honest, hard-working middle-class Americans really believe what these politicians say? Republicans said they wouldn't overturn Roe v. Wade. Here's what Supreme Court Justices Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Coney Barrett said during their Senate confirmation hearings.
Roe v. Wade. It is a precedent of the United States Supreme Court. A good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court.
Roe v. Wade. It's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court.
Roe is not a super precedent, but that doesn't mean that Roe should be overruled.
Well, we saw how that turned out. They played us for fools. Tell your elected officials to keep their hands off of our Social Security and healthcare benefits. Fool me once. Let Majority Rule was responsible for this message. LetMajorityRule.org is a project of the Marvin Lucas Super PAC, which is responsible for and paid for this ad and is not affiliated with or authorized by any political campaign or candidate or candidates committee.